You know, it's very interesting that even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has referred to the shaytan as our enemy, Allah has mentioned the shaytan close to 100 times in the Quran. That when we think of the shaytan, oftentimes we think of the shaytan almost as if he's this fantasy character, this mythological, unreal being. We think of caricatures of the shaytan. We think of someone who is dressed up in a red outfit and has a trident and has horns, and that's it. It's almost as if the shaytan isn't real. As a matter of fact, the shaytan is very real. As a matter of fact, the shaytan is a threat for us, and that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us in the Quran over and over again of the shaytan as our enemy. Allah says, "Inna shaytana lakum adu," that most certainly the shaytan is an enemy for you. فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا, so take him as your enemy. The question I want to ask you is, when was the last time you took the shaytan as your enemy? Not just, hey, the shaytan's a bad guy, yeah, the shaytan's not good, yeah, the shaytan tells us to do bad stuff, but you, for yourself, on a personal level, when was the last time you thought about how the shaytan influences your life? When was the last time you woke up in the morning and said to yourself, today I will take the shaytan as my enemy? As a matter of fact, what does it mean to take the shaytan as our enemy? It behooves us to know and understand who the shaytan is and how we can take him as our enemy. Because the shaytan has threatened you. Allah has revealed to us that the shaytan has threatened you, not just you as in everyone or on a general level, you as an individual. He has made it his personal goal that you personally end up in the hellfire, that all of us on an individual level end up on the hellfire. He tailors his methods of deception for us based off of who we are. And you know, sometimes people think that if they are religious or they are already a good Muslim, that somehow they're safe from the shaytan. That as long as I pray 5 times a day and as long as I feel like I'm a good Muslim, that I won't be attacked from the shaytan. As a matter of fact, the shaytan actually told us that that is not true. He himself warned us. He said, فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. He said, I swear by the error that you have put me in, speaking to Allah. Swearing by the error. He is arguing with Allah. He is telling Allah that Allah put him into error. And he swears by that. He says, I swear by the error that you have put me in, I will sit and wait for them upon the straight path. This is the path of guidance. This is the path of truth. This is the path of Islam. He is telling us here that those of you who are upon the straight path, those of you who are Muslim, those of you who think of yourselves as righteous, as good, that I will attack you upon the straight path. Meaning he will come to us sometimes through Islam. That we think that we are safe just because we're good Muslims, that we don't have to worry about the shaytan. The reality is that just because we don't think about the shaytan, just because we don't worry about the shaytan, it doesn't mean that he doesn't think about us. It doesn't mean that he doesn't attack us. It doesn't mean that he doesn't care about us. He is constantly trying to attack us. And not only that, not only does he attack people upon the straight path, he also comes at us from every direction. He says, ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ, and then I will come to them. Meaning, not only will I be upon the straight path for those people who are believers, those people who are Muslim, I'm going to come to them. Not only that, I will then come to them. ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ. I will come to them from in front of them. I will come to them from behind them. وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ. And I will come to them from the right and from the left, from every direction. He is saying, I will surround mankind. I will overwhelm mankind. But then it's something very interesting that he says after that. He says, وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. He says, you will find that most of them are not grateful. Not grateful for what? What is he saying here? One of the meanings of this statement of the shaytan is that I will surround them from every direction, but there is a way out. There is protection. They can save themselves, but most people are not going to be grateful for the guidance that Allah has given to them. The means to protect themselves, the means to defeat the shaytan, we have it. mankind has it as long as we know the deen of Allah. We have it in the Quran and the Sunnah, but most people will be oblivious to it. Most people won't be grateful for the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to them. And this is what makes the shaitan arrogant. This is what makes him confident. This is why he makes statements like, لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, I will mislead all of them. Because he knows that most of mankind, even though we may know and think of the shaitan, but we belittle the shaitan. We belittle the threat of the shaitan. We don't learn how to protect ourselves, even though the means to protect ourselves are there. And so the battle against the shaitan, it's not about the shaitan. It's about you. It's important that we understand who we are, to understand how the shaitan will attack us. And that is how we win the battle against the shaitan.